The worst and best of episode 2. Of course, in the first episode we featured Queen Sindel and determined that the Queen of Queens was Sindel from MK1. She was by far the best Sindel, point blank, period. Now today, who should we feature? Let's go with your boy, Ermac. Of course, a very popular character, cool design, cool backstory. People, what is the actual worst version of Ermac and what is the actual best version of Ermac? We will be going through all his appearances. And remember people, this is the criteria. Are they true to the character? That's 1. 2, did they have a presence? 3, did they have impact? We're looking for all 3 qualities. Let's go. In fact, let's just get this one out of the way first. In Mortal Kombat 11, right now everyone started laughing already. Ermac was featured in the crypt. And this dude fell onto some spikes and died in front of our face with a cool design. Obviously a cameo appearance, and this guy forgot he could actually fly, had no story, had no purpose, had no impact. So that would be the worst Ermac if you were to include him, but for me that's pointless. So let's get on with the actual list. The worst Ermac to me would be the one from Mortal Kombat Legacy. This is where I'm starting. And good God Almighty, whose man is this? This dollar store, this pound shop version of Ermac was abysmal. Completely different story. This time around, this guy's Kenshi's enemy. In this story, Kenshi has to go defeat Ermac to get Sento. He shows up to the cave or wherever the hell they was, and we get a freaking jump scare, and this guy shows up, then they didn't even show the fight. There's an explosion, we see Kenshi crawling out of the cave blind. What the hell happened? Terrible version of Ermac. Of course, they did actually fight in the tournament, and he didn't look like Ermac, fight like Ermac, and got bodied. So yeah, that's the worst version of Ermac to me. It's nothing like the character. I mean, they were on a budget, so I'll give them that, but didn't pull it off. This wasn't Ermac. This was an error. I'd say Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And get used to seeing this in all of these videos. They're gonna damn near be worst or near the bottom. But this Ermac obviously beats that other one because he actually looks the part and is playing the role he played in, well, Ultimate Mortal Kombat. He's working for Shao Kahn. So we have at least that. However, everything else, garbage. Terrible performance as per usual with the majority of the cast of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Barely had any lines. Fight scenes were weak. Zero impact. And here's the kicker. His last fight scene with Sonya Blade, she's kicking his ass and dude cloned himself and a black ninja showed up. Wait, what? Oh my god. These guys mixed up Ermac with freaking Noob Saibot. That's Noob Saibot's powers, not Ermac's. Ermac can't summon no damn Noob Saibot. What were y'all drinking doing this shit? Keep in mind that this is the same movie where Shinnok is Raiden and Shao Kahn's dad. Like, what in the hell? Yeah, ridiculous, but yeah, weak version of Ermac. Where did you order this guy off? Temu? Ain't no one checking for this Ermac. Moving on. I think we're getting into some decent Ermacs now. Let's go with Shaolin Monks. He had a brief appearance here, but he at least looks the part and has his own powers, okay? His qualities. Unlike all the bosses in Shaolin Monks, they put up a decent fight and have somewhat of a small moment. They somewhat pose a threat, temporarily at least. MKX Ermac is a decent Ermac, I guess. Of course, he was also in the MKX comics and he's pretty much the same character. He done 1 or 2 things in the MKX comics, like assist Melina to destroy Scarlet's legs. Of course, he was working for Melina at the time. got involved in some fights, but not that much. He actually done more in the game, so he's literally the opposite of Kotal Khan. In the game, one or two decent moments, like when he was chasing Jackie and Takeda, and of course when he was beating up the Combat Kids. But overall, just a basic lackey. And of course the power scaling issues, where 1 minute he looks like $1 million, next minute dude is jobbing out to people he has no business losing to. He even brings up the fact that he took Jax's arms to Jackie and then loses to her. You guys do know Jax is stronger than Jackie, right? He's stronger than his daughter. Righteous, you know that, right? But yeah, either way, one or two decent moments, but the impact was minimal. I'd say this is the right position for him. It's an okay Ermac. Design is mid. He had a mid performance in the story. Yeah, overall mid, I'd say.
Let's see what's worth learning in there. God! So many minds trapped inside.
We exist to serve, bound by Shao Kahn's magic.
Chaos. The voices.
We are many. You are one. Your abilities pale before us.
The classic 2D version of Ermac. This is the first time we saw him, so this is definitely one of the more iconic ones. Everyone was like, damn, we now got a red ninja. And everyone loved the ninjas at that time. So yes, this was a big deal. This is a cool character, secret character. We now can play as him. Cool. However, what impact did Ermac have on the story of Mortal Kombat 3? I'll wait. We have to keep it honest here, people. You might like the character more than some of the other characters, but what impact did he have on the story? What feats does Ermac have in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3? Let's just say Mortal Kombat 3. What special moments does Ermac have in Mortal Kombat 3? Let me save you the trouble of waiting. He did nothing. So he's here because he's the classic ninja, and everyone loved the classic ninjas from those times. Straightforward, good design, decent story. The only thing he's missing is an impact and memorable moments. The majority of the 2D era characters are featless. Only guys that were popping it off at this time are people like Liu Kang and the top dogs. The other guys didn't get to do much. So yeah, and you'll find the other Ermacs coming up have memorable moments, have feats, have credibility. That's the difference. Third place, I'd say Ermac for Mortal Kombat 9. And I thought this was a great appearance of Ermac until... and I'll tell you specifically when this character fell off. So the first time we see Ermac in MK9, of course, he gets put over. Shang Tsung puts this man over on the mic as a tough fight with Liu Kang and loses, but that is Liu Kang. So he still has his head held high here. Good showing. Next time he showed up, he ripped Jax's arms off. Okay, that's impact. That was something felt all throughout the story. So for as long as Ermac lives, he's the one who took Jax's arms in MK9. This is what I'm talking about. Characters having impact on the story. Okay? After that, can't vouch for him after that, my guy. Lost to Sub-Zero, then got clapped by a striker and fell off. But a good fight against Liu Kang and taking Jax's arms is a bigger feat and is more impactful than anything these other Ermacs have done that we've passed. Okay, that is simply a fact. He also had one of the coolest endings in the game, where you see actually King Jerrod and you learn that he's within Ermac. Now, was this ending 100% canon? Nope. But this is where the whole King Jerrod stuff started, and it was later followed up on in later games, making this one of the best endings of Ermac. So yeah, definitely a step up from the other Ermacs, but is it the best? Nope.
King Jerrod. Though he would never be the Jerrod they once knew, Ermac would forever serve and protect his queen and the Edenian people.
represent this latest creation of Shao Kahn. He is many warriors, their souls fused into one being. Behold, Ermac!
Number 2, I'm going with Mortal Kombat 1's Ermac. And I thought this Ermac was a problem. He was a menace. He was tearing up your favorites in there. Easily one of his best showings ever. He was single-handedly kicking everyone's ass. The only issue I initially had was that he should have came with a mask. With a mug like that, you need a mask. Looking like Mumra's cousin out here. But his impact and the presence he had in that chapter cannot be denied. Just think of it now. If Johnny Cage did not give Kenshi Sento, they'd all be dead. Let that marinate. And of course, the whole King Jerrod tease over all these years finally came full circle with Ermac. So for me, this is easily one of the best Ermacs. After Ashra's chapter, he started losing, but at least there was a built-in excuse. Kenshi had weakened him, which gave the other fighters a chance to weaken him even more. So King Jerrod had a chance to take over, and he did, which was pretty cool. I'd been waiting for years to see King Jerrod in the game. You guys already know that, so this was a cool moment. So this is easily one of the best Ermacs for me. And like I said, the only slight issue I had is I think his design could have been better. But we're not talking about design, are we? But there are better skins for him, so there's that. But yeah, overall, definitely one of the best showings of Ermac. He definitely did his big one in Ashra's chapter.
What dark magic is this?
We are Ermac. Kill them.
And the number 1 Ermac goes to, well, you already know my answer, Ermac from the 3D era, and specifically Mortal Kombat Deception. That's the ending where his ending is canon. This is where the best Ermac is. Why? Let's run through the criteria. Does he have a good story? You're damn right he has a good story. This is his best story. Did he have impact? Of course he did. Did he have a presence? The dude saved the day. It was character development. No one saw this coming. Complete face turn. Turn into a good guy. Using his own intuition. Using his own mind. Clearly a step up from being a damn lackey running around. And ended up helping out. Took on 5 fighters at the same time. Feats, credibility, canon. So yeah, and of course this is where in the 3D era his relationship with Kenshi was established, his feud with Ashra. So this is over. The number 1 Ermac is from Mortal Kombat Deception. Full stop.
In an outer chamber of the Dragon King's throne room, Ermac did battle with Liu Kang's enslaved comrades. Ermac was more than a match for the 5 warriors, but their defeat was not his objective. Liu Kang materialized and one by one freed their souls while Ermac occupied the rest. Eventually, all 5 were awakened from their enchantment and freed from Onaga's control. Ermac was pleased that his warrior's skills could for once bring about a noble outcome. He sensed, however, that an ominous force still shaped the destiny of the realms. It was everywhere. He could feel its influence on Onaga, though the Dragon King was oblivious to its manipulation. Time was running out. Ermac feared the celebration of this latest victory would be short-lived.
And that's episode 2 in the books, people. List your worst Ermac and list your best Ermac. And in fact, from now on, after we do this, I might as well just go all out, right? Completely dissect the character. I don't know, maybe do stuff like rank the most powerful version, his best design. In fact, I'll leave the design to the community. because design is subjective and actually personal preferences. So there's no facts involved there. Maybe his best moments, best lines. Basically dedicate a week to the character. What do you guys think?